Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, April 28th, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We have a reverse aging health call tonight at 9 p.m. You can continue with understanding of the new Cancer Terminator vial from Michael Thomas's Halo system, and he's going to be on there to field some questions, Q&A. How often do you find yourself trying to replace your negative thoughts and feelings with positive ones? How much of your life has been spent trying to heal yourself or your mind? Is all the effort and energy you're putting into improving you actually making you relax into the experience that you are already divine, already sacred, deeply lovable, and already connected to the God source? The result from continuously fixing, improving, and healing yourself is perpetuating the feeling of, I am not okay exactly as I am. Any unconscious self-improvement habit is just another egoic dis-ease. The real problem is not what it appears to be. Go to the root of the matter, which is this dualistic mind, and uproot the entire I'm broken and need to be fixed emotional program. Realize that who you are is neither these negative or positive thoughts, yet the consciousness and awareness behind them. Only through pure awareness will you be able to stop the habit of trying to change, fix, and improve yourself, and instead surrender deeply into the spiritual sacred core of your being, where self-realization is. We all have this incessant chattering and repetitive mind. And the mind is a limited conglomeration of ideas and beliefs about who we think we are and what reality is. It behaves much like a computer that is unaware of itself and just spits out information that was programmed into it. The mind is like a machine, so it is not conscious. The mind is a horrible master and a wonderful servant. We need to train the mind so that we can use it instead of being used by it. It cannot remain in the present moment. It must keep moving with ideas that engage the past and future to remain in control of you. It must engage the past and the future to remain in control of you. It must keep moving with ideas that engage the past and the future to remain in control of you. When we quiet the mind, we regain control of it. The more we can practice paying attention to the stillness and the silence that is behind the chattering mind, the less power the mind has over you, and the less you'll get trapped in your limited ego or identity. The word ego, right? We know it as ego. ego is really just an acronym for excluding God's omnipresence. excluding God's omnipresence. Through the constant awareness of our ego, we can bypass the mind and access this omnipresent divine spiritual energy inside of us. We can discover our natural enlightened state. We become aligned with the bigger truth that we already are infinite spiritual beings who have been given the gift of a limited physical human expression with illusionary challenges that make us grow. We become aligned with the bigger truth that we already are infinite spiritual beings who have been given the gift of a limited physical human expression with illusionary challenges that make us grow. And when the mind is quiet, we can enjoy this divine play and find real peace with the entire dynamic. We find full acceptance that we are both the ego and spirit and know all is perfect as it is. As humans, we tend to get attached to or avoid certain thoughts and feelings we believe will make us happy or unhappy. We get into habits of resisting this life and trying to control our experiences so that we get what we think will only bring us joy and avoid what makes us unhappy. We can create these patterns based on what others say, feel, and believe, and ignore our own inner voice and connection. This attachment and avoidance habit manifests because deep down we feel disconnected from our spiritual source. We are still trying to find some form of security by controlling our reality. When we were young, we saw others avoiding what is painful and remaining attached to what is pleasurable, and believed this is how it should be done. The enlightened state shows up when we listen to our heart and stop being attached to or avoiding anything. When we understand that this life is like a pendulum designed to swing and give us both experiences of pain and pleasure, we can transcend them both. By accepting this natural pendulum swing, we become free from being the one who always needs to be in control and running the show. By accepting this natural pendulum swing, we become free from being the one who always needs to be in control and running the show. Pain and suffering are just the universe's way of telling us to let go and trust the flow. Let go and trust the flow. The purpose of feeling pain is not to create more suffering, yet for you to wake up and create an immediate new life change. This change is necessary for you to evolve and eventually drop all identity with your ego trip so you can return to your spiritual source. By allowing yourself to let go of your mind's attachments and aversions, you can genuinely enjoy your life again. You then start energetically communicating to this universe that you are abundant, thankful, happy, beautiful, and free. This experience always and allows you to expand in consciousness and deepen your connection to your infinite source inside. Feeling separate and disconnected from our universe is the unenlightened state. We become enlightened when we are continuously aware how deeply and intimately connected we already are. The illusion of separation is not an accident or a coincidence. This universe, is extremely intelligent. Every feeling of separation is needed so that coming spiritually home is that much more amazing. The polarization of separation and unification breeds a truly juicy, alive, and incredible experience of life. When we become enlightened, we will see the full illusion and know how to stop manifesting another experience of loss, failure, or separation again. The illusion that we are not connected to the divine is karmic. It stems from lifetime of our mind's attachment and avoidance of limiting ideas of who and what we think we are. Once we untangle ourselves from our fun, sticky karmic mess, we will remember that we were always one energy, one sea of consciousness, and always connected with our source. All experiences of suffering simply drop away when we pay closer attention to who we truly are. All suffering comes from a lack of awareness of our divinity. Once we stop forgetting our eternal abundant nature, we begin stepping forward into a life overflowing with synchronicity, ease, grace, love, and knowing our divine unlimited nature. Waking up is as simple and easy as remembering that the sun is always on, always bright, and always shining somewhere. When it comes down to it, when it really comes down to it, we already have everything we need inside us to experience all the love, joy, and happiness we could ever desire. All efforting to get anywhere better than here is simply divine misguidance. This universe is already amazing. You are already amazing. And this moment is totally amazing. By sitting in awe of this amazingness that is already here now, we wake up to the spiritual immensity of our being. We suddenly stop playing small, end all of our suffering, and continuously step into the vastness of our totality. The pathway into enlightenment is a perpetual journey into the now. This wonderful yet treacherous journey involves getting to know ourselves very intimately, gently, and spiritually. When we break free from the hard, cold, calculating mind, we realize who we truly are is love itself. We then find out our life's spiritual mission and soul purpose is to radiate this love everywhere we are. When we know our real nature is the divine itself, we become desireless, selfless, and effortlessly remember how deeply, intimately, and infinitely connected we already are to the spiritual source inside it all. Nothing is lacking in you. You cannot be improved upon. People who try to improve you are destroying you, and they are the real mischief makers. People who try to improve you are destroying you. They are the real mischief makers. There are so many improvers in the world. That's why the world is such a chaos. There are too many people trying to improve you. Don't allow anybody to improve you. You are already the last word. You are not only the Alpha, you are the Omega also. You are whole, complete, and perfect. Even if you feel imperfect, that imperfection is perfect. Do not worry about it. It will look strange to others if you say that your imperfection is also perfect. And nothing is lacking in you. Yet the fact is that you appear imperfect, not because you are imperfect, but because you are a growing perfection. We think perfection can't evolve, because what we mean by perfection is that which has come to its last growth. This definition of perfection is dead. God is perfect because God lacks nothing. God goes on growing from one perfection to another. The growth continues. God is evolution, not moving from imperfection to perfection, but from perfection to more perfection, to still more perfection. Okay. So how would you kind of view, let's say, how is your year going so far? Are you manifesting everything you wanted along the way? I'm curious. What have been your big wins and successes through the year so far? In what way did you feel that you are falling short or failed? Take some time to deeply reflect on the last year of your life. Notice in what ways have you changed and haven't changed at all inside you and all around you. Reflecting upon your life and who you are is not about judging yourself nor labeling yourself in any way. It's more about taking a massive inventory on what makes you happy and what doesn't satisfy you any longer. Inner reflection and deep spiritual consideration helps you to realize more clearly what it is that you want and don't want to manifest and attract in your life. It helps you to know yourself better, respect yourself more, which makes your path easier to walk upon each day. Finding a crystal clear distinction between what do you want and don't want is vital for your heart's contentment and ability to relax fully into your body so that you can deeply enjoy this amazing human ride, because that's what it is. And your ride could either be a Volkswagen Bug, right? Or a Rolls-Royce Phantom. As you're reflecting on your life and what you've done so far this year, remember one thing, that what you did, every action you took, has everything and nothing to do with who you are. On one hand, the attitude you had each day towards yourself in this life greatly affected every single movement and intention that you acted upon every day. Everything you did and manifested in this world came from the state of mind you were currently abiding in. On another level, a deeper level, the pure spiritual essence of who you truly are is unfazed and untainted by anything you did last year or could ever do in this material world. Your soul is always innocent, bright, beautiful, and perfect at the very core. Nothing you could ever do or was done to you ever changes the fact that you are a spiritual being intimately connected to God for eternity. This is the deepest spiritual truth of your being and should always be respected when exploring any deep consideration about who and what you are. He who thinks he is the doer is also the sufferer. He who thinks he is the doer is also the sufferer. From Maharishi. Now, you can do a lot of things to guide, right? And a lot of people won't do this. You make an extensive list of all your dark parts, right? And all your light parts. Get to know yourself in the deepest and most intimate ways. Find out everything you're still running from. Find out everything you're still running from, avoiding, and afraid of. And everything that you love, treasure, and adore. Know that the darkness, the darkest and lightest aspects of yourself are both needed so that you can make actual decisions in life. Have discernment. Create direction. And step up on stage to play out the most amazingly meaningful role in this life that you can imagine. Get in touch with your power of intention. After you have a clearer understanding of all your darkness and lightness, you'll have a better understanding of what your heart truly desires to manifest. From here, you can create intentions for the year that are solid, reliable, and that you can relax into. Remember, vague intentions always manifest into vague results. So be super specific, exactly what you want to create, experience, manifest, and reveal in your life this year. A life without an intention is like a boat without a steering wheel or rudder. We can feel trapped, lost, powerless, as we are constantly being blown across the seas of this life, wherever the wind decides to blow. Living a life with authentic intention is by far the most empowering way to live. We are manifesting machines anyway, who are always creating something in our lives. We are attracting either what we want or don't want all the time. All of us are doing this all the time. Can't stop it. Okay? You can never turn off the manifesting flow as long as you're living inside this human body. So you might as well get clear about what you want and intend to manifest in your future, because it is 100% certain that something is going to happen next year. When you create crystal clear intentions about what you want, this universe has a much better chance at delivering the goodies to you, knowing exactly in which direction your rudder is pointing. Be gentle with yourself, no matter what happens. life is going to throw you a few curveballs that you're not going to see coming, but you created them, okay? You may feel completely unprepared and unable to deal with them, and might even come down hard on yourself for not handling the situation in the most sweet, loving, or conscious way. It's good to know that we cannot always be successful all the time in life. Otherwise, we would never learn anything. It's our failures, if you want to call them that, and shortcomings that give us roots and truly make us grow and evolve. This is why it's absolutely vital that you make the deep commitment to yourself this year to be gentle, kind, soft, and easy on yourself no matter what life throws at you. We can only do our best in life given the resources that we were given. So anchor in the habit this year to be kinder to yourself, forgive others and yourself quicker, and let go of the things that throw you emotionally off balance a little faster. The mind will always be there, discerning what's good and bad, so you don't have to identify with any judgment or criticism personally. You can sit back, be the observer on the sidelines, and just watch this amazing dark and light magical play of life unfold and act itself out on stage. There's a powerful affirmation prayer. You read yourself every morning before you get out of bed. This is when you're just waking up. Your mind hasn't had a chance to start all the chatter. So you say, Dear Alice, your name, right? Put your name in there. This year is going to be the best year of my entire life. I'm going to take care of my body, mind, and soul with more love, care, and conscious consideration than I ever have. I'm going to eat only the foods that bring my body into the highest vibration and consciousness possible. I am going to exercise daily and build up even more energy, health, and vitality every day. I am going to open my heart with everyone, becoming more honest, vulnerable, and loving each new day. I'm going to let go of every bad habit that doesn't support me in creating my highest health and consciousness, replacing it with a new habit that makes me feel more grounded, real, dependable, open, and available to love. I am 100% committed to myself, enjoying myself fully, and manifesting the most amazing life that I can imagine. I choose this or something better to manifest into my future right now. And so it is. Have an amazing year. A lot of times, a lot of things on this planet have been twisted, corrupted. And one of the greatest opportunities we get to explore in this lifetime is learning how to enjoy our sexuality, fulfilling our greatest sexual desires. But see, they've twisted everything, made things to appear bad and obscene and negative. So what does it do? It places on the social structure guilt, right? Feeling bad. It can be very tricky in this modern world to feel good about satisfying yourself, yet creating a healthy relationship with sexual energy is one of the most important things any human being can learn. The healthiest person is the one who discovers within themselves the perfect balance between totally wild sexual freedom and deep tantric sexual relation and relaxation with oneself. The degree of balance defines how deeply they can relax, how expansive they can feel, how flexible and comfortable they are in relating with other people, and how fully they're able to enjoy this fantastic, sensual human body they live in. If you don't feel like you are a fully open, super vibrant sexual being, don't worry. It's not your fault. If you take a closer look at the society around you, you will see a tremendous sexual tension and neurotic, controlling, judgmental energy has been programmed deep within everyone around them since the day they were born. There have been so many sensual taboos invented by religions, societies, and cultures around the world for the last 5 centuries that 99%, if not more, of human beings today are sexually and or sensually repressed in some way and don't even know it. If you spend enough time with children, you will find that they are extremely free, sexually alive beings without any boundaries. Nobody is born with sexual suppression or inhibitions. It is a learned fear-based behavior. This great sexual freedom is our natural state because we were all born out of an orgasm. Sexual energy abides at our core. It's in our DNA matrix. It is the most natural, enjoyable, energizing, and enlightening exploration we have on Earth. You once were a sexually liberated being. Yet because of societal influence, you quickly learned that it's not safe to freely express that exuberant joy, and sensual pleasures whenever the most subtle warm breeze would blow. A sensually and sexually liberated society is a deeply healing place to live. A sensually and sexually liberated society is a deeply healing place to live. When sensual energy is not suppressed, feared, or frowned upon, it becomes as normal as brushing your teeth. We relax about sex the more we talk about it, and the less taboo it becomes. It's not easy to talk openly about a topic that makes everyone squirm. Yet we must find a way, otherwise we are doomed. Every individual in our society can become enlightened enough to freely talk about our sexual inhibitions and fears in a relaxed, open-minded, and vulnerable way. It initially may feel terrifying because as children we were taught that sex was this super hidden secret topic that everyone avoided. Whenever we brought up the sex topic in public, we could feel this nervous energy escalate. People's eyes would dilate, their voices would become tense, and their hearts started beating faster. This anxious reaction, repeated over many years, created a deep, unconscious, sexual tension inside our little, innocent, sensually alive bodies. This anxiety was fed daily through every media stream and has been molding and festering inside us since we could walk and communicate. The socialized sexual tension is embedded so deeply into your mind that you probably are not aware that it's there. This tension is real, and it is a social dis-ease that impacts how we approach other people, conversations, intimate relationships, what we manifest in our future, our dreams, desires, and spiritual connection. Man is not born into mastery. You were born a slave of unconscious forces. The first step toward mastery is to recognize your slavery. To see that you are unconscious is the beginning of consciousness. Also, this hidden sexual tension has become so socially neurotic that men and women cannot simply reach out and touch each other anymore without fear of a possible sexual assault, accusation thrown their way. If we could freely talk about sex casually with our kids at the breakfast table, with grandma sitting there, the porn industry would not even exist right now. Researchers have concluded that 1 in 8 of daily internet searches are seeking erotic content. Porn is a multi-billion-dollar industry because this deeply centrally repressed and confused society is so hard up that most men think they can become satisfied by some computer screen. This sick sexual frustration would never happen if the cosmic orgasm was something that we were taught from the elders in our community. Once Tantra becomes a mandatory skill that all teenagers must learn in our public school system, our society will transform and step into a place of total healing. Every society on earth right now is still signed up for sexual denial, repression, and resistance school. This Neanderthal approach to sex is the foundational cause of every dis-ease we have on this planet today. Every society on earth right now is still signed up for sexual denial, repression, resistance school. This Neanderthal approach to sex is the foundational cause of every dis-ease we have on this planet today. The Tantric cosmic orgasm is the best natural healer we have inside us. If we feel dirty, shamed, or wrong for exploring orgasmic states, we become energetically imprisoned, stuck in the deepest roots of our psyche. This stuckness is why there has been more global war, anxiety, fear, calamities, and abuse in recorded history. It's good to know human history wasn't always so sexually suppressed like we are today. In the first public Roman Olympics, the athletes performed in front of thousands of people naked. It goes to show you how accepted, adorned, and respected our natural naked body used to be. And now repressed, our advanced society has become today, right? Our advanced society, how repressed our advanced society has become today. It goes to show you if it wasn't for the major religions taking over the world, we would all still be sensually liberated beings today. The evidence is overwhelming that our planet's sexual neurosis is climaxing. You can see it manifesting daily in the form of rape, sexual abuse, aggression, prostitution, sexual shame, guilt, fear, resentment, and deep emotional wounding, just to name a few. Each one of these traumatizing expressions is caused by an exaggerated repression of our natural human urge to feel connected with others in a sensual, loving way. Did you know that every man in the military is forbidden to have a lover or masturbate? This is because the corporation knows that if they are satisfied, they won't have the sexual anxiety inside them needed to become a killing machine. It's totally crazy what insanity is going on in this planet. Our world needs to take a step forward in maturity and publicly acknowledge the extreme fear, control, and judgment that is going around sexual and sensual energy. Some societies are still brainwashing their younger girls to believe it's improper to show their hair or skin in public. The possibility that another man one day could be sensually aroused by seeing their beautiful, long flowing hair was just too much pressure to deal with. So these little girls are suffering from heat exhaustion every day, being forced to wear full body, head to toe black coverings outside in 100-degree heat. Sexual control and suppression has gotten way out of hand. And this exacerbated masculine issue is creating all kinds of mental, emotional, and physical trauma for every woman and child on this planet. If we were all taught how to be in tune with our own sexual and sensual energy, feeling connected with it all day long, there would be such a deep relaxation, joy, and sensitivity awakened in everyone. We would never have the desire for war. The healing power of sensual acceptance would reach so deep into our psyche that nobody would become insensitive enough to abuse another human being, plant, animal, or our environment in any possible way. We would clean up this planet and finally become sensitive enough to stop polluting the air and streets with gasoline-driven vehicles and move over to using free energy, right? Clean energy. And I'm not talking about electric. When it comes down to saving this planet, or any individual's life from detonating into total self-annihilation, there's only one certain 100% certain way that will work. We must choose to become aware and feel into the sexual repression that had been deeply programmed inside us. We must choose to realize how sensually unsatisfied we all truly are, and how good it feels to reach out and feel safe to receive touch by our physical community. This action would initiate the first healing process to begin untangling the root sensual neurosis embedded in our human psyche. Tantra says learn from the cats, right? Tantra says learn from the cats how they sleep, how they relax, how they live in a non-tense way. And the whole animal world lives in that non-tense way. Man has to learn this because man has been conditioned wrongly. Man has been programmed wrongly. Oh, sure. Every single problem you have in this life always stems from your inability to deeply relax into all your feelings and senses. When we are sexually and sensually satisfied, we can relax completely, naturally, and with absolute joy and ease. When we know we have an entire community of people we can receive physical affection from at any time, our deepest tension drops. We can fully relax into our body, mind, and life. When full relaxation occurs, we open up spiritually and experience our infinite connection with God. This is where we discover the greatest healing inside. Finding the multi-orgasmic tantric experience in the oldest secret in history for finding a direct doorway to God. Why do you think people scream, "Oh God, when they're having sex? Sex is the cosmic passage to experiencing that God is alive in every cell in our body. When we begin opening up this natural connection, we discover our spiritual essence is present and fully activated in the bedroom. Allowing our sexual energy to freely and continuously flow up our spine all day long is one of the greatest hidden anti-aging secrets there is. It maintains peak mental, emotional, and physical health, spiritual contentment, and a perpetually fun-loving relationship with being alive. When you commit to being a totally sensually alive human being, you become a more sensitive, open-hearted, open-minded soul. This makes it easier for you to manifest, attract, and magnetize whatever you want in your life. Orgasmic people are way more magnetic than someone who is sensually suppressed or sexually ashamed. If you're having trouble manifesting anything you want in life, take a closer look at how you're sensually liberated you actually are. The more sensual we become, the more our six senses are activated, and we can connect with our full energy, spiritual power, and psychic intuition. We can foresee and feel our ultimate destiny happening and know exactly what our place is and its manifestation. The sexual energy awakens the kundalini at the base of the spine, which clears away all the negative egotistical blocks stopping you from attracting everything your heart yearns for. When you're sexually satisfied, you are happy, satisfied, and attached to nothing. You have no neediness, no demanding energy, nothing lacking inside. You are full, overflowing with life, and this combination turns you into a super powerful manifesting magnet. The more we feel connected with our God-given sexual energy, the more it enhances our divine spiritual connection. We discover that the most ordinary moments are deeply spiritual, enlightening, and the overflowing with sweet, juicy energy. This is a secret to a truly vibrant, passionate, alive life that is healing for you and everyone around you. You just cannot evolve very far spiritually if you cannot relax sexually or happen to cringe when touched by another human being. A tree's branches can only grow as high as its roots are deep. Any person living a high and holy spiritual life who is not rooted and open sexually will become a dry, boring head trip, feeling they are missing out on something. When a personal loss, death, or accident occurs, the loss of all faith in God, and wonder why their spiritual path was uprooted and withered away. If they are connecting with their sex chakra, allowing it to play and move daily, the root will have energy, flexibility, and their heart will be able to expand and find solid ground when life's big shattering moment hits. Tantra is the natural way to God. When we become so completely instinctual, so mindless, we merge with the ultimate nature. The woman disappears and becomes a door for the ultimate, and the man disappears and becomes a door for the divine. If and when you find yourself feeling trapped behind some huge sexual fortress, the good news is that it's quite pleasurable to open up and move through all the sexual, sensual tension and suppression you were given. You can start simple and begin giving and receiving more heart-opening hugs every day. Share a 10-minute hug with a friend every day, where you both melt and feel the heart centers open and merge. This simple deepening technique heals the entire nervous system on the deepest levels. Today, if you went up to a stranger, let's just say man and woman, or the same sex, you just went up and hugged somebody, right? I mean a full body hug, not this all bowed out and touching the chest, if that. You would be accused of some kind of a sexual harassment in most cases, or that you were nuts or something. You see how twisted it's gotten? When our loving sensual heart energy is welcomed, expected, and encouraged by our community, we have that little something extra to look forward to that can make us jump out of bed with joy. The more we practice being a sensually alive human being, the more it gives others permission to do the same. One day, your entire community will be free from all sensual tension, and everyone will know exactly how to find deep inner peace and love within any time they need it. Sex right now is one of the most provocative, emotionally stirring, morally challenging, and deeply wounded topics we can explore. It doesn't have to be this way. Exploring the tantric path is the one thing powerful enough to defeat this enormous, sexually wounded monster that is unconsciously ruling our lives. Accepting that our sensual and spiritual connection come from the same source of energy is the first step on this journey. Tantra is not technique, but prayer. It's not head-oriented, but a relaxation into the heart. Please remember it. All sexual healing begins with awareness. When we become more aware, we become more sensitive. And with a higher sensitivity, we cannot allow sexual trauma, shame, aggression, or suppression to occur to anyone. A truly sensitive being is only interested in freedom, enlightenment, love, and enjoying the pleasure of their own sexual and sensual energy flowing through them now. The suppressed sexual energy, which everyone believes is normal, becomes the next taboo as we become truly conscious beings who are liberating ourselves from the mass social sensual slavery. It is this sweet inner awareness, heightened sensitivity and emotional vulnerability that sparks the flame for spreading a sexual healing wildfire through our community and our lives. With enough awareness, we will all be riding waves of relaxation through every sexual conversation and enjoying an abundance of heart-opening sensual connections. On a long-term karmic planetary level, the good news is that this sexual repressed insanity is destined to change. With enough time, the great pendulum of life always swings back on its own accord. The collective consciousness gets smarter, evolves a little bit after every generation. And as the masses become more globally aware and educated, they become more curious, explorative, yearn to experience new thought patterns, expanded social rules, and soon develop a completely new paradigm to live in. What was once religiously forbidden soon becomes yesterday's news as the sensually repressed society suddenly awakens and expands beyond its limits and boundaries. Believe it or not, at some point in the future, there will come a day when the entire education system will wake up and start teaching all children how to embrace, express, and allow for their Kundalini energy to move through. When the system realizes the power of the Kundalini for healing, manifesting, creating spiritual connection, they'll know it's essential for the mental, emotional, and physical health of our entire society. When every adolescent in our school systems is taking Tantra classes, learning how to become a healthy parent, how to meditate and quiet the mind, how to heal their body through multi-orgasmic energy, you'll find teenagers and adults blossoming in future generations with real confidence, emotional maturity, spiritual connection, and real inner peace. The sexually repressed people of this planet Earth are slowly waking up and becoming more conscious, enlightened, and aware. The social internet media is working at lightning speeds, educating the masses to step away from their TV, learn new ways of thinking, feeling, and perceiving reality. People are realizing how powerful they truly are and able to manifest whatever they want in their lives. In the near future, we will see more and more people realizing the healing power from liberating their sensuality, breaking free from their old school social limitations, and discovering their Kundalini spiritual power to manifest anything they can dream of in their lives. We can thank God that we have been given this massive societal sexual tension, because when it finally releases, there is going to be the biggest cosmic orgasm this galaxy has ever seen. I'll join you in a meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out of the mouth. Remain still. Be honest, radically honest. If you really want to start manifesting everything your heart desires instantly and effortlessly, then start speaking the truth, and only the truth. The sacred secret is an ancient one, and once you are committed to it, everything will magically transform in your life. The golden key to continuously reveal your deepest truth to others, no matter what. I know it sounds super scary to some, yet try it out for a few hours. And you just might notice how expansive, bubbly, and free you feel. Everyone benefits when you stop any form of hiding. Life is much easier when you're not always trying to micromanage your public image and future potential outcomes. Think about how you feel about people who can only relate to you in a superficial way. Do you want to be like them? Be the radical, wild, free person who you really are. Let go of who you believed you were and allow your heart to become even more honest, authentic, and totally clear about your micro-truths. Let those who care about you really know what's going on for you, deep on the inside. Your inner light will only get brighter when all the masks are removed. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into evening and night, and the following morning. We will return here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call, and Saturday, April 29th, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times, and be in the deepest, deepest, deepest of eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on outside of you.